Look at that. And he's a big old baby, aren't you? Aren't you? You a big old baby, huh? Yeah, with a giant head. Beautiful day. 64 or 5 degrees out here today. Let's see. Yeah, we don't want to go that direction. Alright, so let's show you guys this. I had a couple questions about that dryer that I put on this Quincy. This is the single best thing I've ever done to this. Literally, if I could rate it 10 out of 10 stars, I would rate it that, because I've never seen anything work so well to take the moisture out of a system better than that thing does. It absolutely works phenomenal. And we talked about how, this is, you can see I put rubber in here. It's put onto this cage. This thing heats up 200 degrees, probably more than that sometimes, depending on how much air you're running. Literally runs through there, and it's cool. By the time it gets out of here, it's pretty much ambient temperature. Then it runs down through the water that I've got there, which is whatever degrees it is in here. And then by the time it gets out there, it's cool. Then it comes up through and comes across, and you guys have seen this a bunch, I know, but for the guys that are thinking about a system, I've got coming across here, it comes down and it has a drop leg there. I never get any water out of that, ever. Now that system's on there. Then it comes through here. That never gets any moisture, ever. It's completely clear as it can possibly be. Then it comes over and it drops again. Again, nothing out of there. Then it comes back up. Then it has to come through here if I'm going to paint. It goes on up and goes over to my air tools from there. But if I'm going to paint, then it comes up through here, up this, comes through this motor guard filter. Then it has to go through my QC3 filter, which it's time to replace that, because I used this a bunch before I ever got that system. So I'm curious to see how it does now. And then of course it comes out here. So I wanted to show you this motor guard filter. Now I've been using this, you guys have watched me using this to prime and do other stuff. This thing still looks brand new, like it's never even been used. And I mean, that just goes to show you how well that thing works. I mean, that's literally, there's no moisture, there's nothing. I mean, that's like the day I put it on there. Looks like I'm getting ready to lose my O-ring. I better put that down here. Anyway, so yeah, it goes through that motor guard toilet paper filter, then it has to come through here. So I'm absolutely getting no moisture at all. But I'm telling you, if I was to pull all this out, I still wouldn't get any moisture, because I'm not getting any. There's no bubbles, there's no moisture, like you can see over on this one where it actually catches it. And that's where it does most of it. You can see all those little bubbles. That thing fills up probably to around in here. And then once it cycles through, it automatically kicks out and drops all that water. Then it has to get through there, which there gets a little bit of moisture in there, but it's like very, very little. And then, like I said, by the time it gets over there, it's non-existent. So if anybody's thinking about that, I'm serious. It's such money well invested. I guarantee you the life of my air tools is going to go up dramatically. Worrying about having water come out of the end of my hoses is a thing of the past. And literally, I mean, we spend so much. I spent a lot of money on all those dryer systems and all that other stuff. If you were just to get that first before you got any of the dryer systems and all that, I guarantee you that would make the biggest difference. Way more difference than those dryers will ever make. So I can't say enough about that. And if you watch my channel and you know, you see what I do here, you see my setup. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I wish I had a better setup for a booth, and maybe someday I'll get one. I also thought the way we talked about yesterday, how this heats up and blows this direction. If I was to actually get a curtain with filters, you know, 2 or 3, 4 big filters all the way across it, or, you know, even some plastic and mount filters, you know, the temporary booth type deal, clean all that out and make that actual paint booth. Put me some fans over there underneath that door along with that fan there. So now I've got heated air coming through my filters, coming into the booth, but it's filtering out all the dust and crap, and then it's sucking right back out that wall. Yeah, I bet it'd work. I bet it'd work great. And I got plenty of room over here to get around the car, so I'd actually could turn it this way and just walk around it. So that might be a future deal. All right, well, I put some tape back on this. I was going to work this line a little bit. I got this U-pole dolphin glaze. I'm going to put some of that, what we talked about here, and block that down, and I'll probably shoot this bad boy today. Shoot a little bit more epoxy primer on it, and I'll be done with it for now. And then I'll get back on something else. I may do this other door. Not real sure, but we'll cross that when we get there. All right, guys, I'll bring you back in a bit. See you. All right, guys, I ain't gonna hide anything. I'm gonna show you my screw up. Put this putty coat on here. You see this light blue. Well, I had a spot here and a spot here, so I just made one white. Well, I went back over that with my DA, and I ended up dwelling just a little bit too long, and you won't be able to see it, but I can feel it. Right here is like a little moon shape where the round part of the DA just sat there and dug in, like I was saying. And so if I was to just prime over that or epoxy over that, that's going to show up. So I'll have to take another wipe and go over that and fill that in. And just more work, you know. I mean, you got to be careful. Every little thing, especially with those power tools. I mean, if you're doing it with block sanding, you're not going to have too many issues with that probably. But that thing right there, the DAs, they'll get away from you pretty quick. Like I said, I was trying to stay up on here, but obviously I got off just a little bit, and it just dug me a little area right there. So anyway, and come through in a couple places again, so I tapped those down again. Most of these were good up in here. I didn't even run anything, so went ahead and tapped those down. I'm going to re-wipe that too while I'm going. So and then hopefully that'll be it, and I'll get on to putting some primer on this thing. All right, guys, see you. All right, guys, I worked all this out. Remember I said this is inside the car, so you can see it pretty much all the time. Did the exact same thing I did to the front of the door, and let's see how smooth she turned out. Let's see. You can take this prep all, you can take wax and grease remover and spray it on it, and it'll give you shine like a clear coat. Of course, it's going to be greenish blue or whatever, but let's see what we get here. I can live with that. What do you guys think? Let's see the other side. All right, I'm happy with that. I think once we get some, I mean, right there, it's good, but I'm going to put primer on it and everything else and reblock it after that, so we should be nice and good. I'm going to clean that up and get all that off there before it soaks in too much.